Alright, today guys, we're going to be talking about open rate. Now that's what percentage of people actually open your emails and read them. It doesn't matter how good your message is, your copy is, or your offer is. If people don't read it, they ain't going to buy. So let's get into it. So what do we actually mean when we say open rate? Well, it can be a little bit of a tricky definition, but it basically means out of the total number of emails that we've sent out, what percentage have people clicked or touched on to open and display the contents of their email. And how it works is basically a piece of JavaScript is fired off when they open that email, and it sends a signal back to our software that we're using to track this to tell us that they've opened that email. Now, an open rate of around 20 to 25% is considered average. Open rate of 30 to 35% is considered good. And an open rate of above 35% is considered very good. And we're definitely aiming for an open rate of above 35% with your emails. Now, another statistic that people often talk about, another definition, is click rate, not to be confused with open rate. And what that means is the percentage of people that have opened your email and clicked on some kind of link, which is tracked by a different piece of JavaScript, sending another signal back to our software, telling us that they've clicked that link. Now, the link might be our website, our contact form, or a Calendly link if we're trying to book meetings. Why do we care about open rate? Well, it's pretty self-explanatory. The more people that actually open our email and hopefully read our sales copy, the more people that are likely to buy our product or service. Now, it gets even more important when you consider that you're already invested in this point, because you've already gone out there and you've built a load of leads, or you've bought them or something, and you've made a sales copy for your emails, maybe more than one. So you've already spent money and time on this campaign. And the return you're going to get from that investment is going to depend on how many people or what percentage of people are opening your emails. The next logical question you're probably asking is, how do you increase your open rate? Well, it usually comes down to one main factor. You got it, the subject line of the email. Can you make it interesting enough, intriguing enough, off the wall, or personalized enough? Is there someone to take the time out of their day, click on it, and have a read? Well, here's our top tips on how you can do that. Don't use salesy language or salesy words in your subject line. Things like sale, discount, act now, credit, things like this. Basically, people make quick decisions when they look at their emails. You know, they're just going to scan the subject line, and if it looks like other spam emails that they might have received in the past, they're probably not going to give it their time of day. They're probably just going to skip right by it. Even worse, organizations are spending a lot of money investing in spam filters, and if you put these kind of words into your subject line, the chances that you're going to be picked up by a spam filter and the lead won't even get to see your email in their inbox is much higher. If you want a full list of spam filter keywords, go to Google and have a search. Next tip, keep your email subject lines to about 6 or 7 words. Basically, make sure they don't run off the screen. People are a lot more likely to open emails that have the complete subject displayed without any kind of runoff, without those 3 dots. A good tip is, once you've written the email subject, you might want to send it to yourself on your mobile device, have a look at it, and make sure you can see the whole subject on the screen. If you can't, you want to consider shortening it. Don't talk about yourself in the subject line, talk about them, or offer to solve a problem for them. Too many people talk about themselves, and people psychologically generally are more interested in themselves and their own problems. Okay, so this is a really obvious one, but some of you might not have thought of it. If you're sending out emails to business people, you probably want to send your emails out around the time they work. So that might be before they get to work, when they're getting to work, after their lunch. These are all viable strategies. But sending out emails randomly in the middle of the night or at weekends in general are going to get opened less by business people. So that can affect your open rate. Bear it in mind. Another top tip is to A/B test your subject lines. Now, what do I mean by that? Well, you might want to come out with 4 subject lines that you think are good. Whittle them down to the best 2. We'll call one A and we'll call one B. And what we're going to do is we're just going to send out a number of emails to A, a number of emails to B. And we're going to compare the open rate. That way, we're kind of letting the market decide what is our best subject line. It might be surprising. It might not be the subject line we think is best, but it gives us some validation going forward. So what do marketing people love to do? Well, things that are easy and automatic, of course. And exporting thousands of e-commerce companies from our CRM and dumping them into a big campaign is pretty easy. But it might not be that smart. Because if you think about it, those thousands of e-commerce companies could be segmented into groups of e-commerce companies that sell specific products. For example, they might sell beauty products, they might sell camping gear, they might sell electronics, a whole host of different things. And by doing that segmentation of our list, we can write more appropriate, more specific subject lines to reach those audiences, and therefore increasing our open rate. Okay, one thing that's definitely going to make people more likely to open your email is if you customize your subject line to that person. Now, obviously, that's quite a bit of work, and it works best in situations where you either have a limited number of leads that you can sell to, or the leads are of a significantly high value if you make the sale, that it's going to be worth your time doing so. But how would we do that if we so wanted to? Well, we could go look at their Twitter, we could go look at their LinkedIn page, we can find some relevant detail from there about themselves or their company, and we can drop that into the subject line. That is definitely going to get their interest going and make it a lot more likely they're going to open the email. I just want to drop one more thing out there. No matter what smart marketing things or tips or advice that we think up, marketers are always ruining it by doing exactly the same thing. So keep innovating. Alright then guys, I hope you enjoyed and understood that video. If you did, smash the like button, that'll really help us out. If you didn't and you feel like you need a little bit of help with your business development or social, or you just need a mentor sitting on your shoulder to make sure you're going in the right direction, go over to narcosa.com, get in contact with us, we'll give you a free consultation and see how much we can help you.